receives justice himself. He spent all of his time making sure other people receive justice. Now it's our turn. It's our turn to stand up for Julian Assange and get him released from this show trial, this completely fabricated. There's not even a case. There's nothing. He hasn't done anything wrong at all. So the collateral murder audio says everything. I'm going to play another section of it just so you can hear. Now, it's important to realise that this is a helicopter gunship. You're hearing people firing from a helicopter gunship 1.5 miles from the people they're killing, and they're killing journalists and they're killing children. Later in the audio, when you hear that the children in a van, they fire through the windscreen and they laugh. They laugh at the fact they've killed these people. And when they find children there, children of the journalists, they say it's a journalist's fault for bringing the children into a war zone. But who is it? Who made it a war zone? It wasn't a war zone until a helicopter gunship came on and shot everybody dead, turned them into mincemeat. It is disgusting. But this is really just one of the most easy to imagine parts of the story of WikiLeaks, because it's actually video and audio. But really the crucial work done by WikiLeaks is all the documents and the detail that allow the anti-war movement to argue against endless and unnecessary war that has destroyed so many people's lives all around the world, and particularly in the Middle East. So we're going to hear another section of it, and we'll hear what happened to the children in the van that belonged to the journalists, and the lack of respect and regard that the invading force in Iraq paid towards these children once they've been shot full of bullets by this helicopter gunship. And I add that the Americans denied that video existed for many years. They lied, like they're lying in this kangaroo court behind me. The Americans lied about that video, and a brave journalist called Chelsea Manning released it. And that's the only reason the Americans had to admit they had lied. I'm sorry, but the Americans have just lied and lied and lied, and they're lying in this trial. They are hijacking our judicial system. It is so wrong. I am so ashamed to be British. This is all so wrong. We need WikiLeaks to release things like that. We need Julian Assange to be free immediately. Please, all get together in a court of public opinion. We must make Julian be free. Please, thank you very much. Thank you, Paul. This is the collateral murder video.
Alright, we got about 8 individuals. Yeah, we got one guy crawling around down there, but yeah, we definitely got him. Or shooting some more. Hey, you shoot, I'll talk. Hotel 26, Crazy Horse 18.
Crazy Horse 18, this is Hotel 26, over.
Roger, currently engaging approximately 8 individuals, KIA.
Hotel 26, you need to move to that location once Crazy Horse is done and get pictures, over. Jaya.
Search 20 is the location. The Hotel 26, Crazy Horse 18. Oh yeah, look at those dead bastards.
002, 310.
Nice. Good shoot. Thank you.
Crazy Horse 18, Bushmaster 7, go ahead.
Bushmaster 7, Crazy Horse 18. Location of bodies, Mike Bravo, 5458 8617. Hey, good on the region, okay.
5458 8617, over.
It's Crazy Horse 18, that's a good copy. They're on a street in front of an open courtyard with a bunch of blue trucks, a bunch of vehicles in the courtyard. There's one guy moving down there, but he's working. Alright, we'll let him know so they can hurry up, get over here. It's 18, we also have one individual, appears to be wounded, trying to crawl away.
Roger, we're gonna move down there.
He's getting up. Hey, you guys got that guy crawling right now on the curb? Yeah, I got him. I put 2 rounds near him, and you guys are shooting over there too, so we'll see. Yeah, roger.
Real Bears 1.
Hotel 26, Crazy Horse 18, have 5 to 6 individuals request permission to engage.
whole street covered with bodies, the reaction to that was nice.
Yeah, look at those dead bastards. Nice. 2-6, Crazy Horse 1-8.
This tape from me and the other people involved made nice a dirty word. So we just couldn't see something as being nice anymore when a whole street covered with carnage is nice.
Ethan McCord was one of the first soldiers to reach the scene of the killing. Here he speaks to an audience in the United States.
Myself and the team of soldiers I was with began running in the direction where we heard the Apache fire.
Let's shoot. Thank you.
I was not even close to prepared for the carnage that I was about to walk onto. I saw what appeared to have been 3 men on a corner.
Got that big pile of bodies to the right on the corner right
We
here.
got dismounted infantry and vehicles. Over.
It was an extreme shock to my system. They didn't look human. Then there was the smell. The smell was unlike anything I've smelled before. A mixture of feces, urine, blood, smoke, and something else indescribable.
Now, Bushmaster, we have a van that's approaching and picking up the bodies. Request permission to engage.
Bushmaster 7, Roger. This is Bushmaster 7, Roger, engage.
1-8, engage. Clear. Come on. Clear. Clear left.
Maniac!
Oh yeah, look at that, right through the windshield. Cool, 8 we call frequency. Yeah, just drove over a body. Yeah. After 5-2.
Crying. I hear crying. Not cries of pain, but that of a small child who had just woken up from a horrible nightmare.
Yeah, it looks like we got
I saw that there was a minivan, and the cries appeared to be coming from it. Myself and another soldier, a 20-year-old private, walked up to the passenger side van and looked inside. The private that I was with reeled back, began to vomit, and quickly ran away. What I saw when I looked in the van was a small girl about 4 years old on the passenger side of the bench seat. She had a severe belly wound and was covered in glass.
Roger, we need the evac to the child. She's got a wound to the belly.
The glass was in her hair and also in her eyes. Next to her, half on the floorboard, with his head resting on the seat, was a boy about 7 years old. He wasn't moving, and from the severe wound to the right side of his head, my first thought was that he was dead. In the driver's seat was who I immediately concluded must have been these children's father by the way he was hunched over the children in a protective manner. The whole time thinking, fuck, what the fuck, these are babies.
Hey, I need to get the brass to drop ramps. I got a wounded girl. We need to take the rest of mine.
It's their fault for bringing their kids to a battle. That's right.
See, my son was born May 31st, 2007. I had yet to see him. And I had a daughter who was barely older than this girl. The medic radioed in that the little girl needed to be evacuated because there was nothing else he can do here. I handed the child to the medic, who then ran the girl to a waiting Bradley armored vehicle. I walked back to the van. I don't know why. I looked inside the van again. Did the boy just move? Holy shit, the boy just moved. I grabbed the boy from the van and held him against my chest. I was screaming at this point, the boy's alive, the boy's alive. I started running to the Bradley in hopes that it wasn't leaving. At this point, the boy looked up at me. Then his eyes rolled back, and my heart sunk. It's okay, I have you. It's going to be okay, don't die, don't die. I squeezed him a little bit tighter. I put him into the Bradley as gently as I could.
Can you tell battalion the 2 civilian children casualties are coming back to Restamai and the Bradley over? That's a negative on evac at the 2 civilian kids to Rusty. They're going to have the IPs will take them to a local hospital over.
What the fuck are you doing, McCord? It was my platoon leader. Need to quit worrying about these fucking kids and pull security, he screamed. At the time, the only thing I can think of was, Roger that, sir.
One of the soldiers on the ground, he describes the atrocity as, and I quote him, an everyday occurrence. And he said the word from his commander was to kill, I won't use the word, everyone on the street. And he replied to him, "Are you kidding me, women and children?" He said, "Yes." And it's a point made by many other soldiers who've come back from Afghanistan and Iraq